few crises came up, so here we are at the WoodWizard's domain, aka Blue Phoenix. As you can see, it's self-sustaining. That was to keep villagers out of the cactuses. Not that it worked very well, because they kept getting killed and he had to corral them. But then when he corralled them, they started dying in each of the corners. So he went from having 5 villagers to 0. And one of these was freshly caught. The other 5 he caught earlier. This is a fair-sized place. Now, of course, it's the cat with my name that is laying on my quarters, so to speak. We have my guest spot. It's a fairly big place. Mansion-sized. He ground out the materials and did almost all of this, with the exception of Darla's helped him bring some levels of leaves, because he couldn't get enough leaves sheared to catch up with the trees. He grew most of these and then filled in places. It's a surprisingly hidden place considering its size. I would show some of the mines with the actual abandoned mine shaft, but I'm never able to find it. Close it so nothing falls in like a creeper. But if one goes, that's his other mining shack, mining station. A lot of this area I put torches on when I was going by boat looking for a jungle. These are my dimensions over here, but that's not what I'm after. So in the daytime, his great monstrous thing is not really seen in the forest. At night you can see it because of the lighting of the torches. These are holes that I filled in. This one here ended up with the creatures coming through a hole over here and going inside. Now it's blocked off, but there must be a dozen horses in there. So here we go along the path I made. I like to make paths, whoa, that was close, sort of natural, when possible. I found someone had been messing around in here the other day because they had let shit inside. But I make comfort stations along any of the pathways I make, especially the border roads, so that people aren't tempted to go chopping stuff up, because, well, I prefer them not to. Place to sleep. I think I left a little food in here. A little bit of food, a little bit of things, needful things, without them going and making any destructive acts. And it goes into his demesne, because he wanted to put that one piece next to me. Then he changed his mind because he couldn't go further south or further out towards the sea, which is, I believe, west. So he had me put a bridge up, and then he said he'd get to the rest later himself. So this area here, starting from about this spot onwards, was done in creative mode. I had earlier, when I was lost in trying to find my borders but couldn't make a square to save my life, had been all along here, leaving paths and sleeping places there's a sleeping spot down here somewhere. Oh, it's up there. Anyway, his area goes without much excitement until you get to Phoenix, because he's the blue Phoenix, but ironically it's in a desert, so that's kind of cool. Phoenix in the desert, haha. There was a slight crisis here that had to have some things done. Villagers have been set free and cramps have been toppled, which I haven't really fixed the toppled crops, but I did rescue the villagers and herd them back into where they were supposed to be. Originally, when I was helping him here and we were fencing this, he ran out of cobblestone, so I had to cobble that last bit back there, set sand in front of their doors to keep them in until he's able to put better fencing up and more lighting. Local materials, of course, clash sometimes. The only other thing of any interest out here in the land of Azuria, the land of the WoodWizard Blu, is also known as Kyle, the KH that I had mentioned earlier, is the tunnel to the sea, which needs more mine part. Some mines. It's a long shaft. I like things to be taller so that horses are comfortable in it. Too tall is a little short. You can end up your horse killing you and suffocating you. He just grows the trees as he needs them for markers and whatnot. And it makes things less obvious. So he keeps a kind of a secretive kingdom. So that is the end of Blue's dimensions of anything of note. I think I shall show one of the Skyland style games off. So let me start with the one that is the High Dive of Death. Here is the High Dive of Death. I don't know what its Skyland name is, but you jump down to a spot, yes, and another spot, yes, and you try to survive these jumping of spots. And some of these have some good distance to them, so they can be pretty painful, like falling to the ground like that. Ouch. That's death. It's on the edge of the Star Child region. Most of the games have been put in their region. This is where the Pillar of Gold, I think that is the actual Pimp Pillar of the Pimp and Pillars. Whoa. Well, those are interesting. So, up and away. Now new 2008, now 2008. The new model. And it has things to help with PvP, I believe, yes, so that you can try to kill the other players once you get past the safe zone. which is the first pillar you jump on. Well, what do you know? Hey, you want to play? Let's play, Mr. Zombie. Come on, you can do it. Go to the next one. Nope, he failed. He's not good at this game, I guess. Not a zombie thing. But the Skyland PvP games are fun as long as you don't have any intentions for the levels that you're likely to lose in horrifying death and PvP. Because even though other things can be turned off, you pretty much lose everything for each death. So that's it for the second segment here, which was the WoodWizard Blu. The next segment is going to be my area of Asterion. So, boing boing, manama, go back to spawn because I'll start at my friendship bridge. Teleport to. So let me go to the friendship bridge and get ready for the third segment, which is going to be the dements of the Baroness town of Asterion. The friendship bridge. I built up to that island there, and then the admin, who's this area Avalon belongs to in the spawn, built this area here. So once again, those are some of the things to see here. We're 10 adults and 4 children, or preteens currently, of various ages of the adults, and it's casual survival server.